Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is really true, is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show. Guys, everyone and anyone who knows me knows I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smartass than a dumbass. Because, guys, 32 years ago, I was a dumbass. But today, 32 years later, actually July 27th made 32 years. Okay, I can honestly say now I'm a smartass. And yes, the word ass is in the Bible at least 40 times, and it means donkey, and that's what I was. Guys, I'm saying all that to say this. You know, we've all had the roughest few years of our lives, right? All over the world, not just here. And unfortunately, we lost a lot of people, close families and friends, right? And a lot through addiction. So I am a nutritional health coach. I cured myself of 2 cancers close to 30 years ago naturally. I'm also a recovery coach. All my services to you are free. Guys, if you think my book can help someone, because I do, you can go right to Simon & Schuster's new bookstore. It's called Archway Publishing. You can go to BAM, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. It's everywhere. You can go to my website, www.geripetito.com. Please subscribe to the Geri Petito Show YouTube channel. And guys, if you truly, truly, truly cannot afford my book, please, please reach out to me about that as well. Everyone out there needs to know someone is listening, okay? You're not alone. So I want to give a shout out to a few of my sponsors. Guys, SOS for Life, the number 4. They're having their 2nd annual benefit event, Christmas Feels Like Home. It's held at the Vinyl Lab in Nashville, December 9th. www.christmasfeelslikehome.com, and then also www.sos4life.org. Every single bit of their money that they make, every single penny goes to help children in need. And it doesn't matter what that need is. Physically, emotionally, mentally, it doesn't matter. Every single penny. I know them personally. Okay, guys, please, please reach out. If you can, make a donation. I don't care if it's $1, $5, $100, it doesn't matter. Please, please reach out, because there are so many children anymore that are in need. Okay, another sponsor of mine is Michael D'Amore, and everyone who knows me knows I'm a huge Elvis fan, right? And I've only said this to him and one other little boy, okay, Carter Rubin, who won The Voice, and they're good friends. I always say Elvis is up here, nobody could touch him, and right here is Michael. But then I told Michael he had to move down a notch because Carter was next, and then Michael. Michael D'Amore is incredible, incredible, and you can go right to his website, www.michaeldamore.com, and for $1.99 you could download his songs. Trust me on this one. Then, Brian Buckenfuso. Everyone in Mercer County knows him as Bucky. He's a retired Robbinsville police officer. I've known him most of my life. I can vouch for this guy. We need him in office. He's running for Mercer County Sheriff. Okay? Bucky for sheriff. Guys, we need him in office. And he'll be back here in September. We've even done commercials for him. All right? Now, last but certainly not least, a gentleman named Anthony Hudson, presidential candidate 2024. His slogan is People Before Politics. Okay? Not only did I get to meet him, but so did Ruben, one of the owners of Hamilton Radio. We met him in Yuma, Arizona a few months back at the borders. We got to witness everything. Okay, guys? He's done more now for all earthquake, I mean everything you could imagine, flood. He's been to everywhere they've had an issue before the president has been there. So we got to hang out with him. We got to go to the walls. We got to do everything. We were with the Border Patrol. We're being lied to, guys. We need him in office. He's a regular guy like you and me, and he's a trucker. He's just got a little trucking company, okay? So if I didn't meet him personally, I wouldn't be able to say all this, right? We spent 4 days with him, and he will be back here also in September, okay? So Anthony Hudson for president. He's bipartisan, okay, guys? So having said that, you know I always bring it, right? Well, I'm bringing it today, guys. I certainly am. So I've got an incredible guest with me. Karen, I want to introduce you, but I want you to properly say your name so I don't mess it up. Please tell everyone your full name.
Karen Goeller.
Okay. Karen Goeller, guys. She does so much. Writer, producer, much more. She's going to tell you all about her journey. Right now, just kind of put your hand under some of these books. Okay? How many we have here?
We have about 10 of my books.
10 of her books here.
About.
Okay? Guys,
Lots of
about
them.
10 of her books here. How many books have you written?
I've written 20, maybe 21. About 20 of them have been published.
Okay.
So there we go.
Okay.
There's a few of them.
There you go. So this is what I would like for you to do.
Sure.
I want you to first tell everyone a little bit about your journey as an author, and tell everyone about your newest book, of course, and what these books mean to you and to others.
Okay. In 2000, I was a coach and the advertising manager for a Gold's Gym. I was in an accident and was disabled. So being home all the time, in pain, disabled, I was bored out of my mind. So I figured it was time to, share some of my knowledge. A YMCA actually hired me to do some consulting work, and the coaches worked so well with the program that I created for them that I said to myself, I might as well publish it. So this is my first book. It's actually like the 6th edition of that first book, Gymnastics, Drills, and Conditioning Exercises. And I wrote it when I was at home on disability, had a lot of trouble walking the whole 9 yards. That book was also used by Greg Glassman to create CrossFit. CrossFit has evolved since then, but he did use my first gymnastics drills book to create CrossFit. So as the years went on, I did more and more consulting work. I ended up back at work. I did a lot of rehab work, so I'm mobile and live an almost normal life. I have 6 books in the gymnastics drills series of books. I've written a handful of other books. Another series of books that I've done are the Swing Set Fitness books. This is the first one. I have 3 of these. Fitness on a Swing Set. It's basically exercise using a playground swing. A lot of the exercises that you can do on the swing are exercises that I actually assigned to my gymnasts many years ago. As the years went on, I wrote some more books. I did some journals. This one's a gymnastics journal. I also have a fitness journal. And then I continued on with fitness, ended up doing Legs Plus workouts. This Legs Plus workouts and Swing Set Fitness I did in 2006. That's a while ago. I originally did the Legs Plus workouts as downloadable workouts, but you can't download them anymore. I put them into the book format. These workouts are really fast, really effective. They're full body workouts, and they use minimal equipment, so they're great for at home. Continuing along, not in the exact order, the National Lymphedema Network asked me for my story years ago. I think I wrote this 10 years ago, maybe 11 years ago. They told me to write 500 words or something like that. I ended up with 14,000 words. And I said to myself, well, that's another book, so here we are. This tells the story of my cancer diagnosis, what happened right before I went into the hospital, during the hospital, and what life has been like since then. I do lead a pretty normal life, somewhat. You'd never know that I'm dealing with some of this if you saw me walking down the street. But most recently, I have written actually, I have 3 children's books, but these are the 2 most recent. This is Missy's Voice. It's actually a bullying story, and the funny thing is, I was listening to the radio one day, and the radio announcer said something that triggered some of my childhood memories, and I said, oh, that could probably be a short film. So then I actually did write this as a short film script, and then I said to myself, well, I could push out a book a lot faster than I could produce a film. So I did that, and this is the result. I did end up talking to many producers. They told me to extend the story, so I did. Missy's Voice goes all the way up until she's an adult in the feature film script, which we are in pre-production right now. But I also discovered that children's libraries and some of the other libraries only accept hardcover. So that solved that problem, hardcover. So currently, I obviously still promote all my books, but I am trying to get Missy's Voice produced, and we're working on that right now, going through the script over and over again and trying to connect with the right people. So that's the story of some of my books.
So are you an open book?
Probably.
Okay, so can I ask you a couple personal, and Karen, if you don't want to answer them, say, Jerry, I'd rather not answer it. Okay?
Sure, sure.
All right. Were you abused as a child?
No. Well, it depends on your definition of abuse. Was I bullied? Yeah, kinda. And that's what triggered my childhood memories, and that's what brought this book on.
Okay.
But I was not physically abused. I wasn't beat. I was beat up like once. But the bullies that basically I remember as a child, it was more of an everyday badgering type bullying, not physical abuse. They didn't steal my lunch money or anything like that. But the bullying did happen at school, after school, at gymnastics, believe it or not. And then, of course, I was teased by a few relatives. So it kind of never really ended for years.
What were you bullied about?
I was a gymnast, and I was pretty good. I progressed really quickly, and the girls that actually told me where the gym was, obviously they started out better than me because they were already there for a year or two. I went there, and I ended up on their team in less than a year, and I think the jealousy began like that.
So why would relatives bully you?
Well, relatives didn't, I can't use the word bully with relatives, but they did tease me constantly. One cousin called me Peppermint Patty. One uncle called me Charlie Brown. My older sister teased me on a daily basis. So it kind of like, even though you would think once in a while it's no big deal, when you go from school to gymnastics to home and it's all throughout your life, then it kind of piles on, and it gets to you after a while.
So I'm asking because I want to share a little story. So I grew up in Long Island City, New York. Okay, and I was this tiny little thing. We went to Catholic school, but my brother was obese from birth. He had something they didn't know. He's alive. He's 63. I'm 62. And he was 13 pounds at birth and almost killed my mom during birth.
Wow.
So they didn't know back then, anything. So he survived, and my mother just kept feeding him and feeding him. My brother, at one point in his life, was 600 pounds. He's doing better again, and I've gotten him back and forth, but he's healthy. He's not on any meds, nothing. No high blood pressure. He eats great.
That's
Okay.
good.
But here's what I wanted to share with you. So I'm 5'3" now, but I was this tiny little thing, and we had to go to this Catholic school, so I had a uniform on every day. And my mom would walk us 2 blocks down, and she would have to hold his hand, and he was this big kid.
Wow.
Okay? So I would skip and jump and run ahead of them and all. My brother would come home crying a lot. He was bullied.
Oh.
And, my dad was from Italy, and he didn't want to hear it. He's like yelling at him, "You're bigger than them, hit them," because that was then how it was back then, Well, he came home crying one day. I'm not going to say the names, and this is a beautiful ending. Brother and sister were the biggest bullies in the neighborhood, and she seemed like 6 feet tall, beautiful back then. He's gone now. He ended up with AIDS in jail and all that, and he's gone now. Okay. So he came home crying so bad one day, and I said, all right, listen, God, I'm going to die tomorrow, but I'm going to get one good shot in. So as my mom's walking us, I ran around the block, got onto her guardrail. I'm holding onto the awning. She comes out. I punch her right in the face. I was in fourth grade, guys, fourth grade. She
That's funny.
jumps on top of me and beats the crap out of me, rips my uniform, makes me bleed. I didn't care. My mom comes running around screaming. She runs off of me, and I get up, and I'm like, it's okay, it's okay. I'm like, I got one good shot in it. It's okay, it's okay. I end up in court for not just that one. I started beating up the bullies, and I didn't care. I used to get beat up all the time because they were so much bigger than me. I got a juvenile delinquent card at 10 years old.
Oh, my goodness.
A JD card. And I called the Long Island City Police recently to see if they could find me that card so I could have it as a trophy. And they agreed. They said, you deserve that card as a trophy because I beat up bullies. Okay.
That's funny.
So now I got to connect with her because of Facebook.
Wow.
And she apologized and said to please apologize to your brother. It was beautiful. So guys, I'm telling that story for a reason. I never hated them. I always knew they were probably being bullied. And hurt people hurt people. Ricardo Richard, beautiful documentary, a friend of mine from Trenton. Hurt people hurt people. He's going to now do one for me. I told him to do one that says healed people heal people. Because guys, the bullies are being bullied every day of their lives at home. And sometimes we can't even imagine what they're going through. We found out that the brother would have his hand put over fire when he was bad.
Oh, that's
Okay?
sad.
So there's a lot. So guys, go easy on the bullies. Tell your parents, absolutely. Don't let them get away with it. But know that hurt people hurt people,
That's a great phrase, and that's pretty true.
you know? So now tell us a little bit about what you went through, being in the hospital and your disability and all that stuff.
With the cancer surgery, I was only 25. That was 1991. My surgery was actually on Halloween Day. So before the surgery, the doctor from NYU kept telling me that I would be bedridden for the rest of my life. And that was scary because I owned my gym already at the time, a gymnastics training facility. I was coaching every day. I was also training fitness clients, and I was working out myself. So I looked like a bodybuilder. I looked strong, healthy. I looked like, the whole 9 yards. And then they told me I was going to be bedridden for the rest of my life, never work out again, never work again. They told me I'd never have kids. It was horrible. So we do the surgery. I wake up from the surgery, and again, the doctor reminds me I'd be bedridden for the rest of my life. My leg was as big as my waist, like literally as big as my waist. I get up to go to the bathroom. I think it was that day or the next day. I was in the hospital 8 days. The doctors are yelling at me to get back in bed. They didn't even want me standing on my own 2 feet for like more than about a minute. They were saying, oh, the swelling is going to get worse and worse and worse. So, I didn't really understand how only 1 minute extra of standing could cause more problems, but they were right. So it took about a year for my leg to start to look normal again. It was still a little bit bigger than the other leg, but eventually I got it to look normal, and now I still deal with, on a daily basis, lymphedema. I wear compression stockings. I elevate my leg 20 hours a day. I figured that out because I said to myself, well, I stand when I take a shower, it's an hour, I walk the dog an hour, and it really is, I elevate my leg 20 hours a day if I don't have a compression stocking on. So I do live a somewhat normal life, but what you don't see in the background when you don't see me out and about is I'm reading, elevating my leg, watching TV, elevating my leg. And before and after I walk my dog, my legs are up again. So life is kind of normal, but, I do have to maintain it.
Well, thanks for sharing all that, because I like to encourage people and give people hope with other people's stories. So look at this beautiful lady right here, right? And look at what she's gone through, and look at what she's doing now. So never give up. Never say, I can't. You can. Kara, so when I met you, I didn't really know all this, okay? And I just thought, oh, what a cool lady, I didn't really know all this. What words of encouragement would you have for someone that's struggling now with physical?
Um, I'll tell you the best advice that I got after my surgery. It was about 6 months after my surgery. I was at my gym, so I was mobile again. And I said to one of my best friends, I said, I kind of wish I didn't wake up after the surgery because I was seriously depressed. And his response was, it wasn't the typical response. He was like, he's a 6th-degree black belt, this guy, tough guy, but with a great heart. He goes, don't say that. He's like, it'll get better every day. You might not see the difference day to day, but another 6 months from now, you'll see a huge difference. 6 months ago to today, there's a huge difference. So always remember, if you have a goal, a little at a time, and it will get better every day.
So you were suicidal or wanted to die?
Yeah, I wasn't 100, I didn't actually have a bottle of pills in my hand that I was about to swallow, but I was very depressed. So I don't think I was totally suicidal, but I was very depressed.
I'm going to read a poem out of my book. I was going to read this other one, which I still may, but because of that, I'm going to read this one, okay?
Okay, good.
Bear with me, guys. I just have to find it. Okay.
That looks like a cool book.
Okay. You ready? It's called Put Down the Gun. And the gun can be anything that you may want to end your life with, okay? Food, right?
Yeah.
Anything, gambling, because once I have a friend who lost everything, his family, his kids, his house, through gambling. So put down the gun, guys, okay? I had to have this purple gun just in case my life was done. I kept it safe locked in my room because I was filled with gloom and doom. Yes, there were times that I just knew if I loaded it up what I could do, but I kept on hearing that gentle voice, put down that gun. You have that choice. Life may seem hard at the end of the day, but that's when you need to really pray. Dear Father, I beg you to show me the truth. How can life be so bad when I'm only a youth? Get rid of that gun and go take a shower. Ask someone for help. You do have that power. So your friend talking to you, right? You need to verbalize it. You need to talk to people and never feel like you're alone, and that can help. Right?
That's a great point. That's so true. I was very glad that I told him that day. He probably suspected because he knew me really well. But like you said, you do have to verbalize it. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's
So,
true.
wow. So, all these books that you've written, everything that you've gone through, I mean, that's incredible.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You've accomplished so much. So tell us about all the stuff, producer and more. I want to know about all the and more. Come on.
The and more. Okay. So as you know, I'm a writer. I've written 2 film scripts. One of them has been produced. It's a short film, a comedy. And the funny thing is, just the other day, the people that worked on that short film were celebrating the 1-year anniversary of when we filmed. So they were all really happy with the end product. It made a lot of film festivals, including the Garden State Film Festival, and that was my goal. It won some awards, and we got great feedback. I also paid 5 of the people that weren't expecting to be paid. So I always like to over-deliver rather than under-deliver. Because they really didn't think they were going to get paid. They were just thrilled with the fact that everyone worked together, everyone worked really well, everyone was happy on set. The person that did much of the casting, Diane Hanna, got everyone excited before they even walked onto the set. So it was really a great project. The other one, my feature film, which I mentioned, is Missy's Voice, trying to get that produced. We still have a lot of work to do, but if you're interested in getting involved, reach out to me. Besides all of this film and gymnastics and fitness, writing, all of that, I'm also a real estate agent here in New Jersey and a real estate paralegal. I don't do the paralegal work anymore, but the knowledge does come in handy as a real estate agent. So that's pretty much the and more.
Okay. So have you ever been married?
I was married. I was with my ex for 10 years. We were married for 7. It was a very messy divorce. I filed for divorce, and thankfully I have no clue where he is or anything like that anymore because it was pretty bad.
Do you have children?
No children.
Okay. So, okay. Okay. So, now, let me ask you this. Do you ever still have moments where you think, I can't?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people have those moments. I think it's only human to have moments. There are days that I used to come home from my 9 to 5 job and be exhausted and in insane amount of pain because I have a lot of damage to my spine, and I had to walk my dog, and I'd be like, oh, geez, how am I going to do this? So I would sit down on the couch for a little while, kind of recuperate, and then be able to go on.
Okay.
So yeah, there are definitely I can't moments.
Okay. And then you just lift yourself up and say, no, I can.
Pretty much, because
Okay.
I have no choice.
Okay. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing, Kara.
Yes.
You know, I came from an Italian household. My dad was from Italy. My mom was an Italian American. They were very tough people. And there was no such thing as you can't, you know.
True.
My father was 13, and he was the first one that came over on that boat alone, not speaking the language, meeting an uncle he never met. Imagine us sending
Wow.
our grandchild or kid, right? But here's what's beautiful about this. My cousin found on, what do you call it when you go into looking at your past and all that?
Ancestry.
Thank you. My cousin found every single paper with every one of our family members, the boat, the date, their name, and there he was, Geri Petito, 13 years old, the date and everything.
Wow.
So,
That's cool.
you know, you can. I'm going to share 2 more little stories with you, okay, that you're going to absolutely appreciate. One of them was I had a poker league back in the day in Mercer County. Right before COVID, we gave it up, Ms. Night Owl Poker. I'm a poker dealer, poker player. And we would play in all the bars and restaurants, free poker. There was a gentleman in a wheelchair that would come every week, and he couldn't speak, but he had the voice thing on his thing, and he had his guy with him, his helper, and he played poker. And this guy was awesome, fun, funny, would tell jokes. He was amazing. And that was his life in this wheelchair. And, you know, technology, thank God for it when it's for good, right?
Absolutely.
So I'll never forget that guy. So he never said I can't, and loved the game and always came out. Hugged us. It was great. I interviewed someone recently, Kristen Smedley, and she's coming back in October. Her first 2 boys were born blind,
Wow.
okay? We're talking completely blind, guys. Her third child, her daughter, is not. They both excelled in everything they've done, including college. They excelled in sports. Oh, yes.
Wow.
Okay? What she did, one of them wanted to go away to college. So he went away, and she cried and said, I don't think you're ready. He said, how dare you not think that? And he was ready, and he excelled. So amazing, amazing things that people do that you can't even imagine with these disabilities. So people, you can, okay? You can reach out to me. You can reach out to this beautiful girl right here, right? I mean, reach out, because never say never.
Absolutely.
So now, where are you going? What's happening? Tell us, like, what's in your mind?
Those are great questions. Where am I going?
Yes, where are you
Um,
going?
I'm going to produce Missy's Voice. It's
Yep.
going to take time, but that's the plan. I'm also going to give it a go with the real estate career.
Okay.
And that's about it for now. I mean, I just did an audition for a commercial yesterday, so I'm still on the acting end of the film industry. And yes, everyone is allowed to do commercials, even though there's a SAG strike. Commercials are not part of the strike, so yes. And I have another commercial audition to do tonight when I get home. So that's where I'm going.
That's beautiful. Doc G, would you like to come out and say hello? Come on out. Make your mic work. We're going to bring Doc G, Gene Perro, the original owner of Hamilton Radio, out. He introduced me to Karen, so he'll be coming out. Here he comes. Okay,
I just have to adjust the camera a little bit.
okay. Oh, right, so we could see you and not just hear you, baby.
I'll go on that side.
What? Okay, I was gonna say going, all right,
It's fine.
okay.
Yes. Oh my God, Karen is amazing.
Talk
Thank
into
you.
the mic, baby.
I got it. Okay. Hey, Karen.
Hello.
We've been friends a while,
Yes.
and just having you meet Geri was an accomplishment that I want because she has a lot of contacts and networks with a lot of great people. And I thought that, I want to say the marriage of all of us together type of thing can help you get your movie launched, because that's what I've been really trying to do, to help you.
I know, and I can see that you're definitely more than just talk. I've heard, yeah, I've had a few people say they want to help me, but then they disappear. But you've been there continually, and I appreciate that.
So guys, just so you know, he also made us crooked. All right, he'll fix that when
Oh,
we're
I'm
done.
crooked?
No,
Oh.
relax, I'm being funny. It's okay.
Oh yeah, I see. Well, no, well, you know what? It's not.
I
It's
know.
not that it's crooked. It's just the angle. It makes it look crooked.
So guys, continue.
Yeah. So Karen, to me, and I met you through Frank Modica, right? A friend of ours, right?
I'm
We're
not sure
hearing-
exactly how we met. I mean,
What's that?
We hear like dump, 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 right, on the mic?
that's his hand.
Lower my mic a little, Sandy. Can you lower my mic a little bit?
Yeah, just a little.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we met through Frank Modica, who's going to be coming on your show soon. Another great film guy and stuff.
I
And
love Frank.
Frank's incredible, just incredible. But you are, like I said, when I saw your books and what you were doing, I'm like, why are you really having a hard time? Because you're so, you know what you're doing. You're accomplished in everything you've done.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate that, because, somebody that like her and I that were still trying to get there, you've already made it.
Thanks so much.
No, but I mean, from our standpoint,
Yeah.
we look at it in a different way. But we use our resources in any way to help you, because, we can. And I think everybody should. That's why I think that if any entertainer, any professional entertainers out there are watching this, they should really take a look into your profile on Facebook and any other of your contacts. And if they know somebody that wants to help you get this done, I think it would be a great accomplishment, only for them, but you too, and all of us, because we're involved in it.
Well, besides that, I mean, the story has a great message.
Right.
So it's not just our own benefit or an investor's benefit or an actor's benefit.
Right.
It's the benefit to everyone who sees it, because the message, of be kind, without just saying be kind a million times, there's an actual story and an actual message behind it.
You know what's funny? When I mentioned it to my friend Prince Fleet Easton, you met him one time. He's an accomplished film guy. He's, wrote songs and books and stuff like that. And I told him it's about bullying, and he says, "Oh my God," he says, "that's a great project." And I'm like, would you like to get involved? He's doing other projects right now. And of course, the SAG strike is blocking a lot of things. So I think that's part of the problem. But once we get past that, I think you'll have a lot of people wanting to, at least get together with you and talk to you about the project and find out how they can get involved and maybe get funding for you. And there's a lot of people out there that want to help, but a lot of them really, don't know your situation, don't know everything about it. And Geri and I will tell you that even though we can get the people to you, we can only tell them about you. We can't force them to do anything.
So true.
So that's kind of where we're at. But we're going to keep promoting you and keep, understanding what you're going through, because it's such a beautiful project at the same time. But when it's completed and done, it's going to be like, oh my God, we got it done.
Yes.
What a project we created and did. And it was your thoughts, your ideas, your goals, your dreams.
True. Very true. It's so funny because whenever I go back and read the script, certain scenes still give me the chills, or still bring tears to my eyes. It's a good story. It really is. And it's not just about the lead, Missy, being bullied, it's about the family ties also. So there's kind of a backstory to the bullying story, and that's what I like about it the most.
Well, the bullying is part of I think the connection with all of us, because I was bullied, you were bullied. There was other people that were bullied. I think
And I beat up the bullies.
and she beat up the bullies.
I
So-
love that.
I mean, there's so many connections there, and it doesn't matter who you talk to. They have a friend or a person or their parents or somebody was bullied within their family, and it's like a connection there that you just everybody connects with it,
That's true.
And I
That's
think
true.
that's going to make a big deal with the project too. Go ahead.
You're right. No, I'm just agreeing with you because it's, even with my health coaching, it seems like it all started with some sort of bullying. It's
Yeah.
heartbreaking. It's so sad. And again, the people who bullied were not mentally stable either,
No, I don't think so. No.
Nobody who's mentally stable. And listen, we've all got issues. I'm not saying anybody's perfect, right? We've all got issues, but for people to bully other people, something's wrong also.
Definitely,
You know?
definitely. You can actually, in my story, Missy's voice, not my personal story, but you can see how damaged the bullies are, the younger bullies. The older bullies, I don't go into their backstory,
Yes.
but the younger bullies, you can actually
Yes.
see what causes their
Yes.
issues.
So we have a few minutes left. Doc G, would you like to say anything else to Karen or the audience listening?
Again, any entertainer professionals out there or in the entertainment industry, please reach out to this lady, Geri or me or Karen, and just let us help her get this project done. I mean, the faster we get it done, I'm not saying the fast, we don't want it done fast. We want it done professionally, done right, where we can get it in all the theaters, wherever we can get it in, and of course, independent films, whatever. But this is a project that you're going to be truly proud of as a person. And I really feel that. I mean, this is near and dear to my heart because, again, the connection of being bullied, and I see Geri's point, too, about to hurt people. Even them, even the bullies will understand this. So it's for everybody. Everybody in the family, everybody that's been bullied, everybody that has been a bully. And what Geri said is true because I met some of my bullies later on in life. I didn't want to face them. I didn't want to even, my wife will tell you, we didn't even want to face them 20, 30 years later because you still carry around that luggage, the bad luggage, I call it, where it stays with you and you feel so bad because there's so many triggers. Still, I have triggers today about things. And if you meet them and you try to make it okay, sometimes they feel bad for you. They really do. And they're like, listen, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this. It kind of puts an end to what you felt. Like, what did I do wrong? Where was I bad? What, and all along, like she said, it may have been what they were going through. But we didn't realize it because we just felt like they were picking on us for whatever reason.
Right.
And some of our dreams that were squashed. I mean, I had a dream house I made in woodshop, put it on my bus, and at the end of the time before I brought it home, it was crushed by everybody on the bus.
Oh, no.
So bullying goes to different levels.
Yeah.
But also there are people that go along with it because they don't want to be bullied. And there's people that will just sit back and watch because they don't want to get involved.
Sure.
So there's a lot of, and that goes for teachers, guidance counselors, and also principals.
Very true.
So, I mean, that's what I got to say. So everybody just please check this lady out. She's amazing. She's got incredible talent. And I told her any project that she ever needs us for, I'm there.
Thank you.
I'm there. If you need me, I'm there.
Thank you,
Sandy,
everybody.
too.
Doc
Thank you
G,
so much.
everybody.
I love Geri because Geri tells the truth and tells it like it is. But at the same time, we're partners. We feel like, we're all family here. And that's what it's like with Hamilton Radio. We're all family. And we appreciate everybody out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc G.
Thank you.
Now, make us straight, please.
I'll make you straight. She always got a hand.
Thank you, Doc G.
Thank you so much, Doc G.
You're welcome.
And get us centered.
Yeah, I got you.
So, Karen, you know what? Let me read that other poem now. That's what we'll do.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So guys, this one's called Utilizing Gifts and Talents. And I want everybody out there to know that everybody has something to offer. You all have a gift. Just find it. You have to find what's inside of you and bring it out. Okay? Because we all are born with something incredible. Okay? We are born with talents. We are born with drive, with different gifts to help us thrive. I knew early on I was born to draw and paint, to also write poetry, and to talk without restraint, right?
Nice.
Our gifts and talents should all be used. God's gift to us, not be abused. We can go far in life for sure, using our gifts to go on tour. All our talents should be used to create ourselves and more, but then our job's to share them, to even up the score. You see, in life, what's needed is not just for ourselves. So once our gifts are mastered, take them off the shelves. A living we can make by spreading them around, not just for the money, to spread a peaceful sound. Don't take for granted the gifts you're given. Go out and spread the joy. Our gifts are not to be held back for us to self-destroy. Put your efforts forth. Do not hesitate. All your talents, my friend, are never second-rate. Never hold them back or you will surely die. Maybe not in body, but your soul will cry. Our gifts were made to share. Our talents made to soar. Go through life enlightened, and then you can roar. Be proud of who you are. Be happy you're alive. Once again, my friend, your gifts will help you thrive. By putting efforts forth, not keeping them at bay, Karen Goeller, your name will live forever, forever and a day. So go through life excited for what you sure can give. To yourself and others is our reason to live. Our grave will be quite lonely, but our legacy lives on. So make sure people smile with the breaking dawn. And Karen, you're doing that. You're making people smile. And,
Good.
you know, this book here, Missy's Voice, and Doc G's right, you know, it's also going to help the bullies out there. And it's going to help adult people who bullied when they were younger that maybe can't forgive themselves to forgive themselves.
True.
Right?
Yes.
And that's important.
Yeah. Actually, in my story, the feature film, not the book, when they're all adults, they do reconnect. So it's interesting to hear that Doc G reconnected as well.
Okay. It's beautiful, right?
Yes.
So I want you to give them your website, everything, give them all your information, and then I want some closing words from you to everyone listening.
Okay. So my website is my name, KarenGoeller.com. That's KarenGoeller.com. If you want to learn about Missy's Voice, the story, it is missysvoice.com, MISSYSVOICE.com. Most of my books have their own domain names, but you can find them all through KarenGoeller.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. On Instagram, I don't promote as much of my books. There are many pictures of my dog on Instagram. Some parting words. Thanks for watching. Be kind to each other. Try to understand other people's situation. I know that sometimes people blow up and get annoyed quickly with other people, especially road rage type situations. But try really to understand, you know, what it's like. Somebody can be dealing with something that you have no idea about, and just be kind.
So I want to thank you, Karen, for honoring us here today at Hamilton Radio on the Geri Petito Show, because your story is incredibly inspirational and what you've been through. And God bless you, girl, because you could have just stayed home, laid in bed, and woe is me, right? Possibly taken some of those pills. And you know what?
Yeah.
I thank God you didn't. And I thank God your friend talked to you,
Yes.
right?
Thanks
So
to
look
him.
at what you've done. And just know this, because this is important. Every single one of your books has a message to someone who needed to hear it.
That's true. Thank you.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
All right? So God's got this, girl. Thank you.
Thank you.
Doc G, take us out. You can hold one of your books up.
Okay. Let's hold two of them up.
There you go, girl.
Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do.
Just what to do, just what to do.
If what you're feeling is really true.
Is it really true? Is it really true?
Just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.